What's up guys, JV2017 here with a brand new Destiny tips and tricks video. Today we are covering the Taken, which is the new alien threat being introduced in the Taken King DLC. We're going to be talking about what the Taken are exactly, how they fit into the story, and what combat will be like against these enemies. Before we talk about this new enemy, I think it's important that we establish who they are and why are they here, why are they relevant in the Destiny universe right now. And very simply, it all points to the main antagonist of this DLC, who is Oryx. Now, who is Oryx? Oryx is the Hive King. He's like the OG Hive badass, and he wants revenge for Crota. If you guys didn't remember, Crota, of course, was the big main bad guy in the Dark Below, Destiny's first DLC, and Crota was actually Oryx's son. So we straight murdered Oryx's son. Oryx is pissed, and so he's coming back for revenge, and this is where the Taken come in. Now, the Taken are these darkly transformed versions of familiar alien enemies that we've been fighting in Destiny since day one. So these are not new forms, models of them. They are different colors and whatnot, but they are based off of familiar enemies that we've already fought. And Oryx apparently has the power to rip these enemies that were in the world of Destiny that we fought before, kind of suck the life force out of them, and then plunge them back and pin them against us. I mean, they were already fighting us, but now they serve Oryx, and they're all kind of together. So that means that the Vex, the Cabal, the Fallen, and the Hive, we will see all of those enemies, but they're in their Taken form, which is kind of this ghostly, kind of almost translucent, kind of white to black gradient texture filter that they put on all of these familiar enemies. Something really awesome about the Taken is that they kind of twitch a little bit, and their movement is very sporadic, and I think Bungie wanted us to realize through that the Taken are these possessed, grossly transformed versions of these alien races that existed before. And so Oryx is really a bad person, let's be honest. Oryx is a bad guy, and he's kind of torturing these former aliens that we knew and pitting them against us because he really wants that revenge. Now let's talk about some combat. So I have some details here. This is straight from Game Informer, and these are not all of the Taken enemies that we will be fighting, but here are just some very specific details on what combat will be like against the Taken enemies. Let's go ahead and start out with former Fallen enemies. So these are Fallen that have been ripped out, their soul has been sucked away, and they've been turned into Taken. So Taken captains wear solar shields instead of arc, which is normal for a Fallen captain, and they throw out slow-moving orbs of darkness that apparently blind you. So that sounds like bundles of fun. Next up, Taken Scions will blast at you for a few seconds before splitting into two. So these guys will double themselves. It sounds like those will be priorities in fights with a lot of different enemies. Next up, Taken Vandals will deploy a Defender Titan shield. So it's very similar. However, they can shoot out of their own shield, and their shield heals themselves while they're inside of it. So that sounds really OP. So I really can't tell at this point if Scions or Vandals are more, of an important target when we're fighting a ton of these bad guys at once. Now let's talk about former Hive. So Taken Knights will fling down an area of effect scorch that demands you to flee from their vicinity. So that means you're not going to be able to battle Knights up close because they will force you to go away because they will deal damage to you if you are close. So Taken Wizards are like necromancers because they can summon shadow thralls to charge at you. So they can basically, it's like raising the dead, but they're like shadow versions of thralls. So those aren't the only thralls that will be seen from the Taken. There are actually Taken thralls, and they can teleport. So they will teleport while running at you, which again sounds very scary. Now we'll look at the Taken versions of the Cabal. So Taken Centurions will shoot tracking shots that curve around corners to hit you. So they're curving bullets like, Angelina Jolie and James McAvoy in Wanted. It's crazy stuff. And also, Taken Phalanxes have an impulse blast that knocks you backwards, and usually these guys are situated around areas where you can get knocked off to your death. So that doesn't sound fun either. And unfortunately, that's the end of what I have in terms of information. I don't have anything about Vex enemies, but I can tell you guys that I have seen footage of Vex Taken. So you can absolutely expect to see Vex Taken enemies in the Taken King DLC. So guys, I want to know what you think. I think this is crazy. I think they completely retuned all of these enemies, and they're gonna feel fresh and terrifying, especially that Vandal and Scion. I mean, those are going to be really tough, and it's going to be interesting to see how strategies change that employ all of these new enemies together. You know, it's not common that you fight a lot of enemies at once. Usually it's 2 at once. You guys know where the loot cave is. In that area, you had to fight the Fallen and the Hive in the same area. But now we're going to have all kinds of unique combinations. It's really going to open up a lot of different gameplay avenues and situations and scenarios that we're going to have to deal with as Guardians together. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and if you learned something new, please let me know with a little like, and also stay tuned to my channel for more Taken King coverage as we march towards the release date, which is a month and 1 day away. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you all next time. Peace.